Okay, Manny. Who are we probing today? Oh, come on, Manny. You said I could probe somebody.
Hey, this is Manny Moonraker, and this is episode number 76 of the UFO Report. And yeah, it's a little late. I told you about that already. Last episode, I said this is going to be late. It's not going to be Thursday. It's going to be Friday. Here it is. It's Friday. It's late as hell. But all I got to say is that the 2017 Rubber Dickies is coming to an end today. Today is December the 15th. It is currently 9:09 p.m. Central Time in the United States, which means that there is approximately less than 3 hours before the voting ends for the Rubber Dickies. Unfortunately for some of you, you are not going to hear this episode until after it's done. So hopefully you heeded my warning in the last episode and you took the opportunity to go in there and vote on UFOBusterRadio.com for the Rubber Dicker of the Year. Now, just in case you're interested, right now with less than 3 hours to go, we have in first place Stan Romanek, in second place Tom DeLonge, and in third place, Jaime Maussan. And the shocker to me, with as many articles as we've read regarding this individual, he is in dead last place. Dead last. And that's the reptilian man, Stephen Greer. Dr. Greer apparently gets a thumbs up by those people that listen to UFO Buster Radio. So he gets by one more year. Maybe we'll catch him next year as the Rubber Dicker for 2018. But anyway, we got two articles today we're going to talk about. That's what it is. The voting for that ends tonight. And then as a special treat, even though most of you won't even hear that I am announcing this, tomorrow, Saturday, December 16th, Big O and I will be on live for a very short, hopefully brief, not too crazy announcement regarding who is the 2017 Rubber Dicker of the Year. And between Monday and Tuesday, I'll be able to post a picture of the award that they will be receiving. Now, once I make that announcement, if any of you would like to send this Rubber Dicker a message, maybe something to congratulate them by, or maybe offer some criticism, it's up to you. We'll set something up so that you guys can send that in. We'll add it to our little message for our award, because if you're a Rubber Dicker, you might as well, get your just desserts. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll give you guys an avenue for sending those messages to the winner. Before we get into the story, by the way, in the last episode, I had a story there where there was a TR3B scene, and apparently the story came from the UK. Well, maybe not the UK. The article said the UK, but apparently it was actually Ireland. So there was a confusion there because it was titled UK, but the story happened in Ireland, and I got called out by Chris. Chris says, "What are you doing? Don't you know what this area of the world looks like?" Chris, I barely know my own city. So yes, there was a confusion there because the article said one thing, the title said another, and as they say, the rest is history. Now, there was another message sent to me by Mr. O, and he, not in Ireland, he's in the UK, England, somewhere, London. I don't know where the hell he is. He's out there somewhere. But anyway, he says that miles per hour, apparently the story quoted the velocity of this particular craft as in miles per hour. And I was like, are you serious? Are you shitting me? How can they be doing miles per hour? Well, apparently, Mr. O says that they do use miles per hour out in the UK. So, surprise, surprise. Maybe this was a real up and up story. Who knows? But now let's jump into the next story, and it has to do with someone else from across the pond by the name of Stephen Hawking. You know him. Stephen Hawking, the brain on wheels. The title of this article is Stephen Hawking's wary of mysterious flying objects, says it may be interstellar spacecraft. What they're talking about is this so-called asteroid that goes by the name of Oumuamua. Now, why did I just say that? Because apparently someone thinks it's a good idea to allow people in Hawaii to name a goddamn asteroid. And this is the kind of shit you're going to get. I mean, who's going to be able to pronounce this if you're not in freaking Hawaii? I mean, really, it's Oumuamua. I can't even spell it. Forget about pronouncing it. I can't even spell it. It's so freaking confusing. Note to self, do not let people in Hawaii name asteroids, anything interstellar, anything in space. Don't name anything. Defer to someone else. This name is crazy as fuck, and I can't do it. Anyway, the object was discovered back on October 19th, and it was discovered by the Pan-STARRS telescope in Hawaii, and that's why they decided they could name this shit. What's happening with this so-called mysterious object is the fact that it's not shaped like any other asteroid. The thing is like freaking long. It's elongated, and it's apparently either metallic or it's rocky. They say it's about 400 meters long, and it just does not look like anything else. The other unique thing about it is that they've confirmed that this object is not something that hangs around our solar system. It's interstellar. So it's actually coming from deep space somewhere. 4.2 far, if you will. So everybody's got their opinions about this. They think it's just a stupid rock that looks, long, elongated, whippy. And the other thing is that basically they're saying, well, maybe this is a probe. Maybe this is a probe coming from interstellar space, just traveling through, just taking readings and examining things and, bada bing, bada boom. The things are crazy. They really are. What's happening now is that Stephen Hawking is making statements like interstellar spacecraft, and he's wanting to point the resources of the Breakthrough Listen project towards this object to listen for radio signals and anything that might be coming off of it. Now, what's funny is that some of the researchers that have been working on a long-distance space transportation apparently suggested that a cigar or needle-shaped spacecraft would likely be the correct architecture for a vehicle that would travel interstellar, because it would apparently minimize friction and damage from, gas and dust out in deep space. So basically, this has had people's minds just running completely nuts, bananas. So what's going to happen is that the Breakthrough Project, is actually going to be listening to this They're going to be listening to this thing, and they're going to be tracking his movements to see if they pick up any strange movements or even some radio signals that are much stronger than what you would normally get from an asteroid. Because asteroids and these interstellar things, even the ones that hang out in our own neighborhood, they still put out a weak radio signal for whatever reason. I'm not a scientist. I'm just telling you. So just listen to me. And so anyway, so they're pretty sure that if this is something that's natural, especially if it's metallic, you're going to get some kind of a signal out of this thing. But if it's more than what's expected, then the shit's going to hit the fan, because, Stephen Hawking was probably right. And this is some kind of 4.2 far ET probe looking for someone or someplace to go. Figure that one out. So anyway, the link for the entire article is in the description. Check it out. There's a lot more information in it. I just gave you a high level. Give these people a look at. Just read a little bit of it. I know you're not interested, and you're not good like me with the Hawaiian names. Okichaki Pakiwaki. I can't do it. I can't do it. It just doesn't come out right. And I hope this doesn't happen again. Hawaii, stop it. Stop it. Just don't do it. It's painful.
Hey, this is Jerome, and from planet Earth, you're listening to the UFO Buster radio show right here.
All right, so the next story is about someone that potentially could be the 2017 Rubber Dicker of the Year. And this is, it's amazing. It's totally amazing. But this might cause a problem for us to try to get this award to him. And I'm talking about Stan Romanek. According to this article, Stan Romanek has been sentenced to 2 years at a halfway house for child pornography possession. This is one of the reasons why he ended up on the list, right? Because he had this hearing, this case against him, which came to fruition a few months ago. As a matter of fact, exactly 4 months ago, he was convicted of possession of child pornography. Many people who were, conspiracy theorists who believe in Stan Romanek came out and said that this was the dark government. This is a government agency, a government job trying to discredit Stan Romanek, to shut him up because of his boo video, and basically trying to put him away. Well, guess what? Something happened. Something that anyone that's saying that this was a government thing might be slightly disappointed about. So Stan Romanek was only sentenced for 2 years at a halfway house with 10 years of probation. And of course, during that 10 years, he will be considered a sexual offender or predator. But to me, if you really look at this, it sounds to me like Mr. Romanek kind of got off easy. Now, he had a lot of people go into his sentencing, and especially like his wife, Lisa Romanek, and some of the family members who actually went in there to talk on his behalf and talk about how a great person he is, how he saved people, he took people in. I guess he saved his sister's eye or something like that. I don't know. And you could do a lot of good shit in life. You can rescue cats and things like that, but then you can turn around and you can watch child pornography. What's funny about this case is that's exactly what the judge said to him during the sentencing. Because Stan Romanek spoke at his sentencing, and he told the judge, he pleaded for leniency, and he told the judge that he was a good person. He said all he wanted to do is help people. That's all he wants to do, and he cannot stand the idea of being away from his wife for a moment longer. It's a love story. It really is. But apparently the judge says she took into consideration all the statements about her supporters and all that other stuff that was being said. However, but the judge made sure to let him know they still had to consider that the child pornography that was found on his property happened over a period of time. It wasn't just like a one-time shot deal. Someone came in on the 4th, decided to download some pornography, left it on there, and then, oh, hey, no. This happened over a period of time. It wasn't a one-time thing. And so she says that this basically shows that there was a bit of a denial and deception on his point. And with that evidence, the judge says, there's enough of a good argument for him to actually go to prison instead of a halfway house. So, it kind of... It's one of those situations, like if it's good enough for him to go to prison, why will you stick him in a halfway house? That makes no sense. This is child pornography. You should get the maximum sentence. But I guess the judge has a bit of a soft heart, and Mr. Romanek will just get 2 years at a halfway house. She also reminded Romanek that he was no longer presumed innocent because, of course, he was found guilty. So his argument about the bullshit, the nonsense, the most ridiculous claim that he was a good person kind of went out the window with her. She hopes that because they chose to do a halfway house, that maybe there was some hope for him to be rehabilitated. And that was the main reason for her to pick Community Corrections Halfway House. And she also based that on recommendations from several people. Now listen, child pornography is not a laughing matter. It's not something to joke about. And most of the people that listened to Stan Romanek's story, who saw his documentary, there were signs there that something was just not right. Something was off. And you know what? Where there's smoke, there's fire. And unfortunately, it's sad that this was basically blamed on the government. It was also blamed on a paranormal group from Colorado. And according to this article, which I don't know if it's true or not, but it looks like they might have even tried to blame his stepson for having the child pornography on the media. So to me, I mean, if they try to do that and blame the kid for that, well, that's just a whole new low for this particular story. Nonetheless, if Stan Romanek is someplace where we can reach him, and he does become the 2017 Rubber Dicker of the Year, by golly, I will send that to him, along with your messages, whatever they may be, good, bad, or indifferent. So this is UFO Buster Radio. This is Manny Moonraker, and I am going to sign out. But before I do, don't forget to check us out on Facebook, UFO Buster Radio page, Manny Moonraker page, on Instagram at Manny Moonraker, and on Twitter at UFO Buster Radio. Tomorrow, we'll make the announcement, along with Big O, on a live UFO Buster Radio episode regarding the 2017 Rubber Dicker of the Year, and for our top contributors. Your awards are in the mail as of tomorrow morning. I'm predicting the future. I'm like a psychic. But tomorrow morning, it'll be in the mail. And it'll definitely should get to you by mid next week. Send us a picture. Psycho Billy, Ronnie, hold it up proud. And let the people know